going on, guys? College basketball Thursday. Have a huge slate. So many games to go over, and these lines are sharp. In today's video, we're going to go over every single game, so subscribe to my channel. Quick recap and a quick question here for you guys watching today's video. What is better than 3 winning days in a row? How about 4? How about up over 11.5 units in 4 days? There are still people in the comment sections of my videos saying, this guy can't get a pick right to save his life. He stinks. His picks are a waste of money, blah, blah, blah. Let's do a quick recap on today. Cincinnati, plus 1.5. I'm one of the sharpest bettors out there. I sent this out immediately last night. Jumped on this, put 2 units on it. Easy cash. The line flipped through 0. Is all the way to like -3 today by the afternoon on DraftKings. Easy cash on Cincy. USC, 1 unit. TCU, 1 unit. BYU, 1 unit. And the only loss of the day, we threw a tiny little half unit on Butler for fun, catching a 1.5. It was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, but they came up short at the end. So a 4-1 day, up 4.5 units today. Again, yesterday I already did the recap, 1-1, gained half a unit. The day before that, another 4-2, maybe 5-1 day. It depends how you look at that Towson line. I gave it at +5, which was a push, but a lot of my members woke up in the morning and got the picks overnight, and they got +6.5 or 7.5, and they cashed. So for members, a 5-1 day, up 5 units. And then Sunday, hit a big 3-unit play in NBA. I still have not missed a single NBA pick since the All-Star break. So we gained a 1.5 units on Sunday. 4 days in a row. I don't know what the record is, but that's 11.5 units. What's a unit? It's your average bet. For me, it's about $100. I'll go ahead and slap some of my bet slips on the screen from today just to show you guys. I don't do it in every video because I do this every day. I do it late night. I only have so many hours in the day to do my research, get my picks out, respond to people, and do this and that and this and that. So I don't like upload pictures to my Dropbox, put them in the videos, edit the video. It just takes time. So in today's video, here's some bet slips. My average bet is about $100. So for $100 better, I'm up over $1,000 in just the last 4 days, up 11.5 units. So about just short of $1,200. Actually, a little bit more because I do bet a couple extra things on my own that don't get given out to clients. Things that I think are a little bit too risky to actually propose to paying members. So I take care of my members, put them first. I don't send them the risky stuff. Guys, what are you doing? At this point, what are you doing? Those people out there that are still on the fence, people that, ask like super, super detailed questions like, hey man, if I sign up, blah, 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 do I get this and this and this? It's $20, a $20 bill. A $20, you couldn't have just signed up with a $20 bill and been up this many units in 4 days. A $20 bill, you would be up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars from a $20 investment. If you guys haven't signed up yet, the link is in the description, danspicks.net. Grab that weekly subscription. I think there's 2 or 3 more days of web maintenance on my website, and then the monthly package will be available. But grab that weekly. You get an entire week of my picks for $20. I'm red hot right now. There's no better time to jump on board. Tomorrow's lines, very, very sharp. I already looked at this Thursday slate briefly, kind of as the lines were popping up through the day, and these lines are sharp. You don't want to go into March on your own. You want some experience. I do this year after year after year after year, and I keep winning, and I keep showing everyone everything. I do the recap. I tell you when I lose. I tell you when I win. I show you the bet slips. What do you want from me? I'm giving you all these picks for $20. Highly encourage you guys to hop on the website and grab that subscription. And it's super simple. And some people have been getting confused lately. This is how it works. I'll just answer all the questions right now and make this super simple. You hop on the website, you take the weekly package, you buy it, and whatever email you use at checkout, as soon as I see that order, I'll get a notification on my phone. I say, oh, Joe Smith ordered the weekly package. He used joesmith@gmail.com. I will add that email to the client list, and you'll be on there. You're good to go. Don't worry if you don't see the plays the night prior to games going off. Don't worry if you're thinking like you're not getting the emails. If you sign up and you provide the email, you're good to go. March is crazy. We have all these tournaments, games here, games there, matchups. You got to wait for certain games to finish for the next games to come out, and injuries and all these things happen. So sometimes, like today, I came out with my picks early. I gave them out like in the afternoon, the day prior. I was like, get these immediately. Cincinnati plus 1.5 over Kansas. Grab it as soon as you can. Easy cash. But like today, my picks are going to come out early in the morning, and they're already out right now for clients. But as I'm recording this video, it's still kind of in the early hours of the night. It's just after midnight. So I'm going to go ahead and probably send the email out to the group here in an hour or two once I finish my research after this video. But that's all it is, guys. It's super simple. $20 a week of my picks. Your email goes on the list. Super simple. You'll get these emails from me every single day. Maybe it's in the afternoon. Maybe it's in the morning. You get my picks every day. Are there going to be some losing days mixed in? Sure. You can't win every single day, but more times than not, if you can just follow what I put out and do it on a consistent basis, I'm just a money printing machine. So follow my Soet as well. 2 for 2 on Soet today. My record on Soet is up to 32-20. That is a 62% winning streak. And look at these other people on Soet. $1 million bets, a 9-0 streak. Crazy. All these other people doing well. You sign up for Soet with that link in the description for $10 a month. You get picks from me, and you get access to all these other people that are killing it on the same level. 60 of them. You'll immediately have access to a big social media feed, all these professionals on there, killing it day after day after day. Find people who's hot, find people that like hockey, find people that specialize in this, and you can just absolutely clean up. You can literally quit your job just following what I do and the Soet platform and all these things. TikTok as well. Make sure you're following me on TikTok. I gave out a free play on the Texas and Kansas State game. And I said in the video, guess what, guys? I'm going against the grain today. I'll take Kansas State. They won the game outright, upset. Could not miss today. And these days are great. And I have these days all the time, very frequently, but there's losing days mixed in. I'm going to keep it 100 on the losing days. I'm going to keep it 100 on most days, which are like this. This is like the norm. I'm not even like that excited. It's just like I get frustrated and I go on these rants because like there's still people in the comments that hate on me. And I come on here every day and give you guys a video every day. My opinion, which is probably worth like $500 a month if you're going by current market rates. And I give you picks on every game with this type of record. And people just skip to the end of the video. They just want the whiteboard winners. And I don't know, guys. Don't take shortcuts. In fact, how about this? You guys go ahead and like this video enough. How about 500 likes on today's video? I will actually drop one of the premium plays for today, for Thursday, right in the comment sections. I'll pin it at the top of the comment section. I will leave a premium play. So smash that like button. Make sure you're subscribed. We're still going to update the whiteboard in today's video with hopefully a winning pick. There's a lot of games to choose from. Should be able to find you guys a winner. I think that's pretty much it. Went over my record, told you guys about Soet. I told you guys about TikTok. And hey, everything else is completely up to you. At the end of the day, every decision, including submitting on wagers, it's always up to you guys at the end of the day. So let's go ahead and dig into the slate. There's a bunch of games here. I mean, a pile of them, man. Pile of games. A lot. I'm telling you, this Thursday, I think you guys should maybe cut your volume in half, or if you want to go with a high volume of picks, maybe cut your unit size down a little. I've looked at these lines, not all. Usually these videos 9 times out of 10 are like a first impression type video, like a reaction to the game lines. Like most of these lines I'm looking at for the first time. Based on what I've seen so far, these are accurate. They're very sharp. They're very accurate. And I don't have a strong opinion on most of these. And if I don't, that's usually a telling tale sign. So take that for what it is. Just be a little bit hesitant today. It really feels like it's going to be a chaos day, like March Madness 101. Like, how did this team do this? And blah, 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 blah. Let's do it. Let's do it. And by the way, guys, how about a little competition? If somebody can provide a plus 2,000 parlay in the comments, I'll go ahead and Venmo that person a cash prize. So if you guys can come up with a Thursday parlay at plus 2,000 or better, I'll go ahead and Venmo some people some cash. Give you guys a little opportunity to prove your parlay worthiness. And I don't like parlays, but we can have a little fun with it. College basketball Thursday here. What's the first game? The first game is Kent State and Toledo, a 5.5 point spread. I don't love the fact that it's at 5.5. It might have opened at a lower number earlier, but I'm going to lean Toledo here. Better team, but it's March. And when you're betting on these these knockoff conferences, these, I come on here and I just have some fun. I'm not terribly serious, but I say the high school teams, I like to just kind of, like to poke at the lower schools and the lower conferences. But yeah, just be careful when you're betting on schools like this. I'm going to lean Toledo. St. Joseph's versus Richmond. St. Joe's. So we gave out them in the last video. They came through. Hopefully you guys took that one. What are we doing here, man? I think we're going the other way. I think I'm going to go Richmond. Money line play. They're favored 2.5. In March, do not, and I repeat, do not ever lay a 1.5 or 2.5, maybe even 3. Never, ever, ever lay the points. If you like a favorite in a game with a spread of 1 to 3, just go on the money line. You cannot be laying points in March. Crazy things happen. Buzzer beaters, last shots, whatever. Take my advice. I've been doing this for over 11 years. Minnesota, Michigan State. This one's interesting. Minnesota's dead to me. I did make some money off them in the last game going against them. But Michigan State really disappointed me with their effort versus Indiana. And I know Indiana came on strong, finished the year on a high note and blah, blah, blah. Michigan State, man, with Walker and Hall, the experience, and Izzo coaching, I want to like the. I almost want to like this team. I'm like, come on, guys. Like, I want to see this team do good. Laying 6.5 over Minnesota in a tournament setting seems a little sketchy, but at the same time, 58% of the money is on Minnesota. You never want to be on a public side if it's the underdog. If you're on a favorite and the line's going up and the books are, reacting to the money coming in on a favorite and the line's going up and up and up, kind of like Cincy today, that's fine. You don't want to be on a public underdog side. I'm going to go with Michigan State here, minus 6.5. Look for actually a better play there is the first half, whatever that spread is. Florida State, UNC. We saw Florida State get by VTech. Couture had a really bad game for the Hokies. Really surprising. 5th-year senior. It looked like he just came out of high school. Pathetic. Good thing we didn't bet that one. But that was actually the whiteboard winner. Actually, no, I gave that out as the whiteboard winner. Now, I didn't bet that personally because the whiteboard winner is, me just trying to get you guys a free pick. That's not where my money actually goes. It's just like my best. When I look through all these games, what's left over after the premium stuff I give out to members, like what's the best next option I can give out on the whiteboard type of thing. And it was Virginia Tech and their 2 guards just absolutely sucked. I'm going to go UNC here. I don't believe in Florida State. And I think UNC kind of means business, man. Cormac Ryan, or maybe I'm saying his name wrong. Ryan for UNC. I don't expect him to shoot at that well again, like the Duke game, but 9.5 is reasonable for a team that's much better. Xavier, Yukon, a noon game. Xavier looked pretty good. They actually looked pretty good against Butler, but Butler, man, I was watching the game and like fundamentally, like the simple stuff, like things that should just be like unconsciously you just do smoothly and efficiently. They just like couldn't do it. Like fundamentally, they look so bad. Missing open shots. I don't know. I think Yukon could blast them here. I don't want to bet against Yukon, but 15.5. Just understand if you're betting Yukon at this time of the year, it's a premium price. Okay, all the money's on Yukon. No one's going to be betting it. No one's going to take Xavier over Yukon. I'll take them. I'll take the 15.5. Hopefully they lose by 13. BYU, Texas Tech, a 2.5 point spread. BYU looked very impressive. And that was obviously one of our plays today. BYU minus 5.5, easy sweat, free cash. But Texas Tech has some talent. Pop Isaacs. I'm a little concerned that if Texas Tech shows up with a defensive effort, the shots aren't going to be the contested shots aren't going to be falling for BYU, and they live and die by that. And if they don't have that aspect of their game, they're in big trouble. It's March. I know it doesn't make sense, and people are going to be in the comments saying they're on the other side and I'm stupid. I'm going to take 2.5 points with the Red Raiders. I'm going to take the points. Mississippi State, LSU, 4.5 point spread. Don't love it. I wish it was more like a a doable money line price on Miss State, but I'll lay the 4.5. LSU. They had that one big game against Kentucky. Besides that, not a great team. VCU, UMass. I'll take the 1.5 with UMass. VCU is a weird team. They've had some decent stretches of basketball. Overall, I think UMass was kind of good in the beginning of the season, fell off. Maybe they're going to be good again now. VCU, a lot of the money's on them. I'll take the 1.5 with UMass. Maryland, Wisconsin. So Maryland impressively smoked, who is it? Rutgers, right? But Rutgers, their offense completely disappears. I think the Wisconsin team is kind of the right matchup to actually give Maryland problems. Wisconsin struggles when they got to deal with someone like Edey. And I know everyone struggles with that, but I'm going to go ahead and lay 3.5 points with Wisconsin. Like, congrats, Maryland. You had a horrible season. You showed up. You beat Rutgers in the first round. They could get absolutely destroyed here. And I'm not really a fan of Wisconsin. I'm still saying that. I'll go Wisconsin minus 3.5. Wake Forest, Pittsburgh, a 1.5 spread. I mean, this is a desperation game. This is probably going to be one of the better games all day to watch on TV. Both of these teams, I mean, Wake especially, Pitt slightly more on the outside, but this is a scratch and claw type game. I want to take Wake, but I can't do it. I'm probably going to regret this, but I'm actually going to take the 1.5 with Pittsburgh. I'm going to take the 1.5 with Pitt. USC, Arizona, just saw this upset. Is it a revenge smackdown spot? I don't know, man. Arizona's kind of soft. They just don't have an ability to just bully. Like, they don't have that Houston. I'm trying to kind of watch what I say here. They just don't have dogs. Okay, they have good shooting talent. They have some experience. They have a good coach. They have good depth. They just don't have that grit. And USC is really playing pretty good ball right now. I wouldn't be shocked if it's another really competitive game with someone winning by 3 or 4 points. Arizona might want total revenge here and lay the smackdown on them. But I guess I'm going to take 8.5 with USC. I definitely don't love the play, but I'll take the points. Hopefully it's another competitive game. Wichita, Memphis going off at 3, 8.5 point spread. Seems like a really premium price. Memphis playing so much better the last few weeks, but 8.5 is a really, really premium price for this Memphis team. I'm still going to lay it. I just don't love it. TCU, Houston, 9.5 point spread. I'm taking the Horned Frogs. 75% of the money's on Houston. How many times have we seen Houston in this spot laying 8.5, 9.5, and they just don't have the offense to sustain a win of that margin? I mean, they're gonna probably win on the boards. They're gonna, they're strong. They're gonna win this game more than likely. But TCU, man, they got some size. They got PV in there. They got just kind of some beefy, strong guys. Athleticism is high with TCU. I think they're the type of team that can just turn this into a 65 to 58, 7-point win type game for Houston. 9.5 points. I don't think TCU's that crazy to be that far off the mark. That's nuts. This is still a conference game in a tournament setting. It's not like it's at Houston. Houston hasn't been that good on the road. And this isn't a true road game. It's not at TCU either, but 9.5, that's crazy, man. I'll take 9.5 with TCU. Arkansas, South Carolina. Arkansas had to come back against Vandy, man. South Carolina, I don't know. When I'm on them, they're this. When I'm not on them, they're that. I'm on them here. I guess I'll lay 5.5 with South Carolina. Watch, they'll probably lose the game to Arkansas. I just don't have a good feel for this South Carolina team. It's like the one team out of all college basketball I just don't feel like totally dialed in with. UCLA, Oregon. Yeah, I don't know here, man. UCLA, I don't know where their mentality is going to be at. They have the talent to stick with Oregon, but I'm not sure their head's going to be in the right space here. Young team. I'm going to go Oregon minus 3.5. you could consider going on the money line at minus 170. That's like a lot of juice to lay. I'd try to do money lines if they're like 155 or less, 150, but I guess I'll lean Oregon to cover the number. San Diego State, UNLV, 4.5-point spread. I think this is just the time of year where San Diego State plays better, but that game, I can't get over that game that they choked away. What was that home game? They choked away a home game over somebody, like so unbelievably bad. I can't get that out of my head. I think their defense is a big advantage in a game like this. But that's really hard to get out of my head. Their inability to just finish possessions and finish a game strong. I don't know, man. This one I'm split on. I'm gonna slightly lean it to San Diego State. Really don't like that game. It'll be a wonderful game to watch. Just don't bet it. Take my advice. Don't bet that one. Ohio State, Iowa. Are we starting to get to a sell high spot here? I mean, are we starting to get to a point where we got to sell high on Ohio State? Man, pretty impressive basketball lately, but are they getting to a point where they're starting to overachieve? I mean, this team has got to be due for a little bit of regression. How can you be so night and day? Iowa, I don't know, man. I'm going to take the 1.5 with Iowa. I think they'll probably win the game. If Ohio State wins this one, okay, hands down, I'm going to be buying in on Ohio State, and I actually hope somehow, some way they make the tournament. They'll be exciting to watch, but one more time, I'm going to go against them. I'm going to take Iowa here. Ole Miss, Texas A&M. Ole Miss has got to be checked out, right? They're cooked. They can't make the tournament. Not as much to play for. A&M still has a glimmer of hope. I'll take the more desperate team. Sometimes that's a bad thing, though. The pressure of the tournament sometimes can kind of lock up your offense. You just don't play as loose and relax, and sometimes that's a negative. But I think Buzz will have them ready to go here. I think Ole Miss is just so checked out. They're just so horrible. Give me A&M. Kansas State, Iowa State, 7.5-point spread. Yes, Kansas State just upset Texas. Yes, I gave that as a free play. I like Kansas State. I like Jerome Tang, that little baby song in the tournament last year. Super fun to watch. Noel, that guard, was just so entertaining. But these teams are not close. I think Texas was the right team for Kansas to be competitive against. I don't think Iowa State's a good team for them to be competitive against. I'll take Iowa State minus 7.5. Tulane, North Texas. Guess I'll lay 5.5 with North Texas here. Don't love it. It's a pretty big number. Providence, Creighton. I don't know, man. I don't know about this Providence team. They're kind of confusing. They have they're very volatile. They can almost beat anyone on any given night, but when they lose, they lose like pretty badly. Creighton has been really impressive lately. The problem with betting Creighton here is just it's a public square casual pick. The money's on Creighton. It's a public favorite. Don't love it. I'll still take Creighton. NC State, Duke. Give me Duke minus 10.5. I'm not going to overthink it. NC State's trash, man. And I hate Duke. They're so soft. The one dude, no, I take that back. Give me NC State. I'm not going to go with someone on their team that paints their nails and all this shit going down at Duke. There's no way I can get behind that. Everything about Duke is just totally teed up for hate, and it's just disgusting. It's just fuck that whole school, man. Give me NC State, outright upset. Duquesne, Dayton, 5.5-point spread. I'll take the points with Duquesne. I remember a Duquesne Dayton game that was at Dayton. It was a true home game for them, and it was a close game. Dayton had to kind of rally in the second half. This should be competitive. I don't really know what's going to happen, so I'll just take the points in what's probably a close game. Colorado State, Nevada, 1.5-point spread. Colorado State is just not the same, in my opinion, as they were for like the first 70% of the regular season. They just couldn't get it done down the stretch. And Nevada's a team I like in true home games. But I'm still going to go Nevada here. I'm going to go money line. It's minus 134. St. Peter's and Rider. I don't know, man. This one's tough too. I guess I'll go St. Peter's, taking the 1.5 with them. Stanford, Washington State. Stanford with a nice win. I think Washington State, and those few games that they struggled down the stretch, I think it was the pressure of being in the first place of the conference and the pressure of competing with Arizona there at the end. I think that kind of made them play not as freely and relaxed as they will be here. I think they can get back to good ball. Stanford is just a hit or miss team. I think this is a miss game. I'll lay 5.5 with Washington State. I think Washington State's recent play of being less than, what they have been, I think it gives us a little better price here. Villanova Marquette is a 9:30 game, a 2.5 point spread, and Villanova barely got by DePaul. I mean, barely. Basically a buzzer beater 3. Less than half a minute left, hit a 3, squeaked by. That, I think, was a situation of, first game of the tournament, all the pressure of knowing they need to at least win like 2 or probably 3 or, they got to win some games here. They got to win more than just, beating DePaul ain't going to do anything for you, especially in that fashion. So Villanova needs his team like blood. Still no Tyler Kolek for Marquette. I'm going to go Villanova here. I'll take the 2.5 points. Yes, with the team that just barely got by DePaul, I will take 2.5. I think everybody's going to bet the shit out of Marquette. Cincy Baylor 9:30. I'll lay the points with Baylor. Good job, Cincy. You got by a crippled Kansas team that's not even good with McCullough and Dickinson. Even with those guys playing, I don't like Kansas. I don't think they have any depth. I think they're soft. So congrats. You beat you barely got by West Virginia. The final score, they won by 20 over Kansas. I get it. I bet on Cincy. It was a 2-unit play today. I even had him in that parlay. You guys see the bet slips on the screen. I had a ton of money on Cincy. Thanks, Cincy. Won money on you. But in this industry, you got to be able to know when you're on a team, off a team, on a team, off a team. I'm off them here. I don't trust their offense enough. Yes, they're scrappy. Yes, they're going to hustle. They're probably going to out-rebound Baylor. I like Baylor's 3-ball. I mean, if a crippled Kansas State, a crippled Kansas team could hang around for most of the second half, give me Baylor. I'll lay 4.5. I think it's reasonable. New Mexico, Boise State's the last game I'm seeing here. It's an 11:30 game. It's a 1.5 point spread. Oh, Boise was the team, right, that San Diego State completely collapsed to. 88% of the money on New Mexico, and they're a 1.5 point dog. I'll go ahead and take Boise here. Money line play, Boise State to round this thing off. And that's Thursday. These lines are pretty sharp. Now, time to update the whiteboard. I'm actually going to do it today instead of just putting a little subtitle for forgetting. Sorry, I was super tired the other night. Little bit more coherent and articulate in today's video. So sorry about the ugly videos that mix in, but hey, we're smoking hot. I can't miss a pick. Let's get you guys a winner, man. Let's get you guys a winner here. And I can pick from the whole slate because I haven't given out my premium picks yet. So I'm just going to pick what I really like here for you guys to try to get another winner. What are we going to go with here? Okay. I think this makes sense. I was talking about earlier, the Stanford team, hit or miss team. Washington State hasn't been playing good for about 2 weeks. But I think Stanford with the nice win, Washington State not really looking like the same team. I think that just gives us a better price on still the better team. Let's go ahead and update the whiteboard. Alrighty, guys, we're going to rock with Washington State. Don't forget to hit that like button. 500 likes. I'll go ahead and update the pinned comment in the morning with a premium pick. And don't wait for that premium pick. And we might not even get there. Get on the website right now. You do not want to keep waiting. Again, the record speaks for itself. You see the bet slips. I've a 2-0 on Soet. Hit my TikTok free play. You're really not going to spend $20 to get my picks for an entire week? You're crazy not to take me up on this offer. And I can assure you, in the future, the price will go up. Grab it this year while it's still $20. That's all I got to say. Hope everyone has a good day. I'll see you in the next video.